The City of Adelaide clipper ship is finally home more than a century after it brought its last migrants to South Australia. Supporters are now calling for the boat to be fully restored and become a major tourist attraction for Port Adelaide.
A history-making day for a historic ship. 5 months after she was rescued from rot and neglect in Scotland, the old migrant clipper is finally home.
When she was dead in front of me, all of this emotions just came over me.
A dream come true for a small but dedicated group who've worked for 14 years to make today possible.
It's absolutely terrific after a long campaign to see a successful conclusion and to finally see the City of Adelaide back in the City of Adelaide.
But it wasn't always smooth sailing. The barge carrying the clipper was slowed by strong winds and high seas. And before that, an application was even made to demolish it.
But to actually deliver it against all of the hurdles that they had to overcome is just nothing short of miraculous.
The vessel began its final voyage from Rotterdam in November. After sailing to the US and refuelling in South Africa, the clipper passed Western Australia before finally reaching Port Adelaide. Some supporters followed the ship's 22,000-kilometre journey.
I was there to wave her bye-bye, and I'm here to welcome her. So it's wonderful. Dream come true.
But for many, the dream hasn't yet been realised. They want the ship fully restored with mast and sails so tourists can have the full 19th century experience.
It's unique in the world, and therefore South Australia ought to be able to capitalise on that.
Live now to Kim Robertson at Port Adelaide. Kim, what happens to the clipper now?
Hi Kate, well the carrier ship is docked in quarantine here behind me in Port Adelaide, where it could take up to 10 hours for the clipper to be removed. Tomorrow a crane will come in and lift the clipper onto a barge which will be towed to Dock 1, where people will be able to see the ship there for the next 6 to 12 months. Now negotiations are still underway for the clipper's final resting place, but it's expected to be somewhere here in the port's inner harbour. It's then hoped that enough funds will be raised to allow for the clipper's full restoration. Back to you.
Thanks, Kim. Great to have it home.